this is all your fault.
You crazy? After all I've done for you? You should be thanking me. We're in dinosaurs for roaring out loud. Come on, you always hated the Rockies. Well, this is your big chance.
To do what? Get my intestines wrapped around a tree by some Neanderthal?
Think about it. It's a cartoon, right? We know everything about this place. We're in control. Let's have some fun before we go back to Dollsville. Jamie, you want to meet Rex? We know he's gonna stomp the Rockies. We know he's in Tartown. Let's go get him!
Hello, and welcome to Piloting Air, the only podcast about unaired, unloved, and unhinged pilots. I am your sweet baby of podcasting, Joe Young, and with me today, as usual, is my good friend, a man who has traversed time, space, and met a brontosaurus. It's Stuart. Hi, Stuart.
Hello, baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. Send me a kiss by wire. Baby, my heart's on fire.
Those are the words?
If you refuse me, honey, you'll lose me and you'll be left alone.
Wow, God, I don't want that.
Telephone and tell me I'm your own. Hey.
Now give us a little soft shoe. And joining us today to talk about this, maybe forgotten by most, but I'm sure there are people that remember watching this.
There definitely are.
Definitely. Is our good friend, Chris.
Thank you.
The champion of champions. Number one in all of our hearts and minds.
It's been too long.
Wow.
Has it been that long?
Honorary third co-host.
Yeah.
For sure.
They call him Mr. Third Mike.
Yes, Chairman, yes.
And
Yes.
we watched Adventures in Dinosaur. Did he?
When I saw that it was about dinosaurs, I had to be on the show because I was a dinosaur kid
You were right there in that early 90s dinosaur craze.
in the thick of it. Absolutely. Get me something with dinosaurs on it, I would be a happy boy.
I think there may be something to dinosaur kids. Like, you know, you got your race car kids, your airplane kids, your choo-choo train kids, and then your dinosaur kids.
That goes for me now. If it has dinosaur robots or space,
Sure.
I definitely am interested.
For me, it was dinosaurs and I guess guns and
Oh.
troops, you know, army
Oh, yeah.
men, G.I. Joe. So thank you, military industrial state.
So you're very into Godzilla.
Did Godzilla have a gun?
Well, no, he was always being attacked by the army.
Let's get him a gun.
But he's not a true dinosaur. He was a monster of indeterminate origin.
Oh, his origin is either sometimes it was an iguana that got exposed to radiation during the US's nuclear weapons tests, and sometimes he's just an ancient being that lives deep beneath the sea.
Yeah, and sometimes he's a metaphor for Hiroshima.
He's always a metaphor for Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
History shows again and again how nature points up the folly of man. Godzilla!
This is in fact not pilot. It's a TV movie, or it's a movie that was mostly shown on TV, and it ended up on the spreadsheet. That was my fault, and there's no way that once you picked it, Chris, I was going to say no, because we've made you watch so many terrible things. But I'm going to come out right at the front and say we're breaking our own rules that we made for the podcast that we do for fun, and we're watching something other than a pilot.
If this had gone over a little bit better, I could see a couple of routes where they could have spun it off into a series.
I kind of assumed it was a pilot. I did not realize that, but
Certainly crappy enough to be a pilot. So
absolutely.
here we are.
They definitely were trying to set it up for at least a sequel. This came out in 1991, so I assumed it was being produced like 89, 90. I made a list of things that it felt like to me. Labyrinth.
You remind me of the babe.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. The beginning of it is very much like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. I heard people saying Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Take the ugly one. No, you take the ugly one. I'll take the ugly one. Which one's the ugly one?
Cartoon in it felt like Ren and Stimpy.
Something came out of your butt.
I kind of thought that was a Chris Faluski animation for a minute.
The person that did the animation worked on Ren and Stimpy.
Oh, okay.
He was a storyboard editor. And Super Mario Brothers, which also has a lot of dinosaurs in it.
It's clean and it's dirty at the same time.
But the dinosaurs in it felt like the dinosaurs in this. Like really kind of crappy and stilted.
I think the dinosaurs in the Dinosaurs TV show were much better than the ones in this movie.
Not the mama, not the mama, not the mama.
Yeah, they look really good. I mean,
yes.
Mostly because they were made by a company that has a lot of experience making that kind of stuff.
Jim Henson.
Right. And it's about the eyes.
Mm-hmm.
The eyes have a humanity to them in dinosaurs. And in this, they are looked like fucking fisheye costume bullshit. They don't even point in the right direction. So I think that eyes are important.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're the window to the soul. The guy that's mostly responsible for it worked on Dinosaurs, the TV show.
Oh, wow.
And then eventually Theodore Rex. So he made Dinosaurs his career.
Theodore Rex, if I remember correctly, just looks bad and is a really bad movie.
Oh, it's bad. Yeah, it's a really, really bad movie.
Oh, apparently it's also a restaurant in Houston, Texas.
Oh, good.
That's great, guys. You named a very expensive restaurant after a terrible Whoopi Goldberg movie. I love this.
Well, to be fair, it was probably an expensive movie.
It was. So. It was like a big box office bomb, wasn't it?
They had to sue Whoopi Goldberg to make her be in it.
Right.
Because she agreed to be in it, and then when she read the script, she said no.
That's, just a great recipe for filmmaking. Hold your star hostage.
Yeah.
I guess that actually is a John Waters movie, isn't it? Isn't there?
Yeah. Cecil B. Demented.
When I was 10 years old, my entire family fucked me under the Christmas tree.
The plot of this movie is just incredibly convoluted. There's at least 4, maybe 5 ideas going on all at the same time. And then 5 minutes in, and there's already more lore dumped on you than Fellowship of the Rings.
I was clutching my mithril.
I was clutching the blade sting to my chest.
It was clearly supposed to be called Dinosaurs, but I think that maybe Jim Henson Company didn't like that, so they changed it to Dinosaurs the Movie. And then when it was eventually on Disney Channel, they changed it to The Adventures in Dinosaur City, and it looks like the city and adventure were taken from other movie posters and clipped in there.
Yeah. It was also released in France under the French title Dinosaurs.
That's the mark of a quality flick, by the way.
It's released in France.
If it gets out in France.
It won the Palme d'Or.
It's inappropriately horny for a kid's movie.
Horny.
It's extremely horny.
Very horny. This is why it's actually spiritually a pilot.
Yeah.
The randomness
of the horniness.
The slap togetherness and the horniness. I think when you have those three together, those are the 3 purest platonic qualities of a pilot.
I think you're totally spot on with that. Like, I feel like half of the shit that we watch is unnecessarily horny.
But despite all of that, I feel like there's a ton of heart and creativity going on. There was a lot of really creative people involved that could do special effects and costumes and miniatures, but nobody thought to call in a director that was good at dialogue, pacing, or could say, we don't need that. We can pull back on this part. We can cut this out.
Yeah, definitely some of the set design and things like that, the set pieces have a distinctive look to them.
I thought they were really cool.
Like that skeleton thing that they have to bridge, that like long skeleton, very cool.
Well, there's a lot of like matte paintings, and there's a really cool tower that they keep showing. But yeah, all of this needed to be streamlined. Like about 5 plots cut out of it.
Agreed.
But if you're like a kid that's like 8 to 12 years old, and this was on TV repeatedly, and you maybe only caught like the last 30 minutes of it, you probably would have been really into this.
Yeah, I feel like 12 is a stretch, but if I was 6, 7, 8, yeah, sure. You got me.
I found a couple of reviews that I thought were pretty indicative of it. If we want to read some of these. The first one I thought was pretty just characteristic of a lot of the reviews I found for people that had seen this a million times as a kid. Someone, anybody want to read this one from Reddit? Ledoux.
I think it's French.
Ooh,
I think this is one of the
yeah.
French fans
They must have seen it in the theater.
of Les Dinosaurs.
Yeah, Chris, why don't you read that in a French accent for us?
Yeah, get the guest canceled. All right.
Yeah, you're canceled for imitating a Frenchman.
Oppression comes in many forms. Adventures in Dinosaur City was my little bro's favorite movie when he was like 6. I was 17.
Mon petit frère.
He was huge into dinosaurs, and I remember watching it with him over and over. The main part that sticks in my head was a male pterodactyl seeing a... I'm going in a Werner Herzog here.
Here comes Honey Boo Boo.
Yeah.
Seeing a girl dinosaur and saying, ooh, wee wah. It was pretty funny.
Ooh la la.
I tried watching it a year or two ago. I'm 43 now, but I fell asleep.
Oof, that's middle age for you. Can't even stay awake during a mediocre children's movie.
I like that he remembered the male pterodactyl seeing a girl dinosaur and saying, ooh, wee wah.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, he wasn't a pterodactyl for one, but he was a winged creature, and he didn't see a girl dinosaur. He saw a human girl, and he said, ooh, woo, ooh, woo, wah.
Ooh la la.
Ooh, woo, wah.
Woo, woo, woo.
Ooh, wee, wah, wah.
Yeah, I think that leads into this next one from Cinema Void. This is from Letterboxd.
Uh-huh.
And they just wrote, at last, a dinosaur movie that dares to speak about interspecies sex openly and frankly. 1.5 stars. Or actually, it's just
Frankly.
a half a star.
A lot of interspecies
Yeah.
horniness.
And this last one I found on a English professor's personal website, which is called the Dino Zone.
Well, this is my shit. No, I didn't see his website.
Look at this.
Oh, shit. That is a sick fucking...
Not updated since 2013, but he has all of the movies that feature dinosaurs. He's ranked them and reviewed all of them. And he has a review of Dinosaur City, which I thought was just really, really wonderful.
Wow. The film is atrocious, obnoxious, and unendurable, pimping to the Ninja Turtles groupies of the time, and similarly encouraging the very worst in American male brats. Every smug cliché of full emotional depths is prostituted here. Thank the holy Lord above that this pile did not skyrocket to fame and popularity. No one must ever hear this again. You must destroy all copies of this.
I don't think he was French or German. I think he's just an English professor, but I wasn't going to stop you.
Well, he's French now.
And German.
This is like Jerry Lewis in France, yeah. Thank the holy Lord above that this pile did not achieve the skyrocketing fame and fortune.
Fasten your seatbelts. You're about to take an awesome adventure through time and space. Back to the beginning of mankind. Hey, who's gonna pay for this, man? As 3 kids try to save a prehistoric world from an evil ruler.
The reign of terror begins.
On Adventures in Dinosaur City.
It's even better than it is on the cartoon.
Who you calling a cartoon? Only on the Disney Channel.
This was on the Disney Channel sometimes 9 times a year from 1992 all the way up until 2002. Chances are if you turned on the Disney Channel, you would see this movie.
Totally bizarre.
Absolutely ran it into the ground.
I wish we could have gotten the TV Guide take on it.
Oh, was there not a TV Guide review? Did we not look for one?
I don't have my subscription to newspapers.com anymore. I was using my his genealogy crap to get the newspaper.com subscription, so I'm gonna have to find a new way to get into that.
Oh, maybe my mom has one we can use.
That genealogy crap is really expensive.
Big surprise was we're not German at all.
It sure is. The Mormon Church needs their dollars.
This was written by Lily Baronet, who was responsible for another weird, annoying puppet movie called Space Invaders.
For years, scientists have speculated that there was intelligent life in outer space. Now comes definitive proof that there is no such thing.
Come on, open this baby up. Let's see what she'll do.
Hit it, Blasny!
Now, 5 misguided Martians have landed in Big Bean, Illinois.
Come on, let's kick some Earthling butt.
Looks like you hit something.
On Halloween night.
Prepare to die, Earth scum!
I did not like seeing the trailer for that as a kid. It scared me.
Yeah, I've watched it once or twice, and like you want it to be good. Like you're like, oh, this is gonna be awesome. Look at these little guys. This is gonna be hilarious. And it just sucks.
I love the little guy.
Yeah, I think I did watch this as a kid, and it was not entertaining.
It's just, yeah, it's not funny. It's stupid.
And the aliens look a little bit gross.
Bulbous.
But the other writer is Lisa Morton, and she's a prolific author, really, really big in the horror novel scene. And she also seems to have a background in model making. She's credited in this movie as coordinating the miniature scenes. You get the idea that this is like a lot of people that were working in special effects.
Yeah, there was definitely some creativity on display and some craftsmanship.
Craftsmanship.
Yeah, that too.
There are a few versions of it up on YouTube, one of which is an account just called Dinosaur City, and that's our favorite kind because it's chopped up into 10 videos.
Woo!
Which means we can judge viewer drop-off. And the first video has 100,000 views, and the last video has 20,000 views, and that's a drop-off of 80%.
But that's pretty good compared to other ones we've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it's longer than most of the stuff we watch, but yeah.
Yeah, this is an hour and a half, basically.
Oh, God. Yeah, it's 90 minutes.
Feels every second of it. I remember watching it the other night and going, how much of this is left over? And looking at the fucking progress bar, it's like, I still have an hour of this left? How? This is a slog, man.
They pull them out off a miraculous feat of spending too long on some things and not enough time on other things.
Yeah.
There's just so many plots going on. There's so many elements. Like, I felt like most of the time, am I supposed to know who this person is or why this is,
Yeah.
I felt like I was missing something most of the time, which I would go away if you watched it 9 times a year.
True. Also, this is a kids movie, and I think kids movies, especially not good ones, do that. They'll just say they're in such and such city now.
Well, I know that, like, as a kid, you watch movies a lot differently. You're not worried about the plot. You're more worried about like, cool visuals and silly characters, and that's pretty much it.
Right.
What version did you watch, Chris?
The Greek subtitles
God.
that you had shared. And now I'm fluent in Greek, but only about horny dinosaurs.
Non-sexual guy kissing is the best.
That was the one from Chronicle Movies YouTube channel, which has a lot of good stuff. It has Gates of Heaven, the Earl Morris documentary, which is pretty cool.
All of a sudden, boom, no animals around.
Oh, cool.
It also has Naked Space, which stars Leslie Nielsen, and it's always described as a parody of Alien, but it's really more of a parody of Dark Star, and it's one of the worst things I've ever seen. It's horrible.
So it's good they have that. It's good they have that.
It's great that they have that.
Yeah, it's good that that is preserved for people that want to watch that.
We're really archivists here. That's really what we're doing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like, this is purely academic procedure here.
I'm wearing white gloves.
Yeah, we're all working on our second PhD.
But, Joe, you found it on this other channel called Christmas 23.
That's right.
Which is a pretty interesting one. They have the entire series called First Wave.
In 1564, Nostradamus predicted the destruction of Earth in 3 terrifying waves. The first wave is here.
Which I think you said was on the Sci-Fi Channel?
Yeah, it looked like a Sci-Fi Channel original series.
They've got like MySQL instructional videos on here.
The next row I happen to know is 101. That's the ID number of the next item. And now we have to give it a name. We'll just say we're selling like bacon strips or something.
Best of Britain by the sea.
With deep cold waters and numerous rocky outcrops, Lateran Bay is perfectly suited to these kings of the sea.
I Dream of Jeannie reunion.
She folds her arms and blinks her eyes. It's kind of like Bewitched.
They want to give you the full experience of going through some recorded VHS tapes.
Yes, you throw them in the trash.
Yeah,
exactly.
I downloaded it off of a torrent website. Ooh. And it was the one that has fucking Greek subtitles.
Really?
All right.
I was expecting it to be a fucking DVD rip. I was like, oh, finally something with like better quality. Because it's been released on DVD.
Yes, and Laserdisc.
And it still sucks.
Yeah, the one we watched, it says it's restored and upscaled using AI to 4K.
That one was even worse. The one from Christmas 23 was actually the best quality of all of them.
Yeah, and it had the rap at the end.
Rhapsodizing, a caveman's battle plan, cutting it through it. The kick drum could do it. The beat is thumping, tail starts thumping, clapping and flapping. Rah, 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 give me claw.
Okay, yeah, I don't remember that. I may have gone catatonic.
You did.
And not registered that.
We can say that the cover is a lie. No dinosaurs wearing leather jackets or sunglasses happen.
Which is a huge mistake.
Correct. And the boy is not blonde.
There's no high fives.
If they tried to give a high five to a child in it, the dinosaur's hand would have fallen off.
So the first thing that happens is we're treated to the stylized cave drawings that tell the entire plot of the movie. I felt like I should have been paying attention because it would have explained maybe some of it to me.
I liked the cartoon. I thought it was fun, and it really set a bad precedent for what was about to happen once the actual show started.
The music that's playing during this part, I thought it was Danny Elfman.
Oh, yeah.
It was very reminiscent of that. Like, the assignment was make it sound like Danny Elfman.
Yes.
Long time.
Well, it was like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. The way Honey, I Shrunk the Kids starts, there's a cartoon with Powerhouse, you know, that Looney Tunes song that's always playing when there's a factory, like dun 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 da 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 da. And then we see the dad who has a laser and the kids. It's like exactly like this movie.
What year did Honey, I Shrunk the Kids come out?
89.
But that cartoon was just the title sequence, right? There's another cartoon part in a few minutes.
Oh, yeah. There's another cartoon part. But first, we have to meet the three main characters, Timmy, Jamie, and Mick. And I think they're supposed to be roughly the same age, but Jamie and Mick are clearly like 25, and Timmy is like 13.
Yeah, or younger. There's a huge age gap.
Yeah. And they're hanging out in Timmy's room, and Jamie is reading some fan fiction that she's written about characters we haven't been introduced to yet, which is the theme of this movie.
Yeah.
Things that we should already know about.
And this is pre-internet fan fiction, which existed.
Yeah.
That's where the word slash came from, right? With Star Trek fan fiction.
Yeah, slash fiction.
Thanks, Jim. It's good to have a friend like you.
Strange, that's the way I feel about you too. My dear friend Spock.
Yeah.
And hers is a little steamy as well. She's already imagining some romantic dalliances with some of the titular dinosaurs.
Rick stared into her eyes for a long time. Then his great green lips curled sadly back from his fangs, and his voice was soft as he said, "It's too bad it couldn't have worked out between us. But at least we'll always have Tartan."
And Timmy thinks the story is dumb, and he steals her notebook and pretends to read.
Timmy, don't! Give it back, Fritter Face! Dear Diary, oh, I am so in love with Mick. He's almost as handsome as Rex.
Jamie?
I swear he's making it up. Oh, what I wouldn't give just to hold his
Timmy!
hand.
Hey, let me see that.
When Mick manages to grab the book back, he says, "Oh, it's more of this dumb dinosaur fiction.
These are just dinosaur stories."
Timmy sucks. He's an arrogant little shit, and he never learns anything.
Yeah, once again, another show with a shithead kid.
We cut to what Timmy's parents are up to, and they're shooting a giant laser at an orange.
Ready.
So I thought that might be a dinosaur egg because they were talking about dinosaurs so much, and I'm like, okay, well, they turned a fossil dinosaur egg into a wet one, a live one. Like, it wasn't clear to me at all that it was an orange until much later. What was it to start with?
I don't know what they were trying to do. Like, were they trying to send an orange into another dimension?
Right, there's a TV screen in front of them, and there's some type of virtual orange on that, and then they've got their orange on a little pedestal.
A little pedestal?
And
yeah.
I don't think they even know what they're trying to do.
Maybe they turned a fake orange into a real orange.
Yeah.
Not clear.
But whatever is supposed to happen, they think it has happened.
We've done it.
And they're really happy about it. But this all just falls into the category of cool props. We just wanted to build a giant laser.
Yeah, there's lasers and things flying through the TV.
You little hornhead.
You hornhead, he says.
Yeah, they use like
slang
from the Dinosaur show, which is really weird.
Yeah, like that's volcanic.
Uh-huh.
You got the new tape?
Dude, volcanic. Come on, Tim, put it on.
What are you suggesting about these children using their own internal slang from this dinosaur cartoon?
They're all a little stupid.
Are they saying they're stupid? Are they saying that this show has such purchase over the pop culture imagination that it's reshaped language for youths? Or are they saying that these people are huge nerds for this show to the extent that it's permeated their very way of interacting with each other when not watching the show?
Never mind that they are all way too old to be obsessed with a cartoon that seems rudimentary at best.
Yes.
And it's never explained exactly what they even like about the cartoon or how it speaks to them. They just really love it.
Yeah.
And we don't really learn anything else about any of them other than they just like this cartoon.
They show the cartoon.
They're all bouncing up and down.
Right. And and they're all pumped.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're just riveted, and it's one of those things, and this is a tricky thing where the song is supposed to be better than the song that you're hearing as the audience. And clearly this cartoon was supposed to be much better than what they show us.
But that's not even that hard to do because the beats were great. They're the only part of the show, Doug, that I liked.
What beats?
On the show Doug.
Okay.
Like you were saying, a cartoon band.
I forgot you have an encyclopedic knowledge of cartoon bands and TV show.
Cartoon bands, yeah.
As you totally aced the trivia round that we were in years ago.
That's true.
So no, yeah, I don't know the name of the band from Doug.
We'll kill our tofu.
Or on Pete and Pete, you just have to hire like really good musicians who are already in good indie bands.
Well, everyone knows who was in Pete and Pete.
Yeah. Polaris. But the cartoon was the best part of the whole movie.
For sure.
But it's a music video. It doesn't have a plot. It doesn't have anything. It just has the guys bouncing around.
Yeah, it's like the intro to the show.
It's literally like the tapes that you put on for a fucking baby that are like, oh, it's the Disney sing-along. Here's all the songs.
Yeah.
A little bouncing ball that bounces on the words so that your baby can learn how to fucking read.
Coco Melon.
But the way that they're responding is like they're watching a plot.
Subverbal fucking babies.
Yeah.
Yes. If you pay attention, this cartoon has all the characters from the movie. It has Rex and Tops and a map of the whole dinosaur area. And then there's a part where a guy jacks off another guy's head, like his neck. And it's on the screen for an uncomfortable amount of time.
The little guy getting his head jacked off.
Yes.
Is the flightless dinosaur that we're introduced to later.
Oh, and also the theme song is just the Underdog theme song.
Underdog, 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 speed of lightning, more of fun.
And they've just changed the lyrics.
Dinosaurs. Dinosaurs. This show's for babies. This show's for babies.
I mean, the main kid who's annoying, he might be the right age to have been excited about this, but the other ones, they're like adrift. They're like exiled from hanging out with the other teenagers, and they have to hang out with this little boy.
Literally freshmen in fucking college. Freshmen in junior college, I should say.
And none of these people are related. Like, I would get it if they were siblings or something.
Right.
Sometimes when you're a sibling, you stretch
in
a direction to like the things that are a little out of your age range because they're in your sibling's age range. And this is just like, no, the two local teenagers from down the street hang out with the 10-year-old.
But meanwhile, back to the parents, they've picked up the smashed orange and they're putting it in a dry ice cylinder that has fog coming out.
Gil, our plane leaves at 10. Conference of interdimensional physics, remember?
And then they decide that they need to get on a plane and show this experiment to some conference that's already in progress, that they're late for.
Okay, you have the keys, 2 sets.
Yeah.
You know how to work the washer and dryer and the alarm. Yeah. Okay, you have the hotel number, you have your father's beeper number.
Yeah.
Anything else? Dial 911.
What about 976?
What about 900 numbers, baby?
What about 976? And it's the same thing as a 900 number.
Yeah, horoscopes, adult dialogue, stock market, or sports reports.
Yeah.
So maybe he was just trying to get the sports scores because his parents are too cheap to subscribe to the actual newspaper.
He just doesn't want his bookie to chop his finger off. He needs the up-to-date scores.
He's got $10,000 on the fucking Knicks to cover the spread.
Now, I don't have to tell you to stay out of the lab, do I?
Oh, the lab. Oh, no. Don't worry. I'll take care of it.
But they specifically tell him don't go in the lab. And then the father carries a steaming tube to the car that they're presumably going to get on a plane with.
To go to a conference, because at conferences, that's what happens. They don't talk about papers that they've published about prior experience. You bring in your science experiment. That's what happens at conferences.
And they totally would have let you get on a plane with that in 1990. They would have just waved you on. Yeah, that's great.
Well, that part I believe, yeah.
No problem. But what's the first thing that Timmy does as soon as they're gone?
Let's go in the lab.
Hey, guys. I got this volcanic idea. We're gonna watch dinosaurs on the big TV in the lab.
He breaks into the fucking lab.
Immediately. They're not even out of the driveway all the way yet.
Oh, we're going in the lab.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he said they have a really sick TV in there, and it's better than his, so they're going to watch the cartoon on the TV.
Timmy, didn't you just get busted? I mean, what if we get caught?
Yeah, that seems like a terrible idea. We really shouldn't do this. And he's like, no.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome. We're just going to stand in front of the giant TV in my parents' weird lab and uncomfortably watch our cartoons.
What's wrong with watching cartoons?
We just needed a reason for them to get in there. Like, who cares? Whatever. That's probably as far as this writing process went.
Oh, I watch TV.
But there isn't even anywhere for them to sit down. They just have to stand there.
No, there's a fucked up orange in there for them.
No, they took that, didn't they? No snacks.
Yeah, that was in the steaming cylinder that they took on the plane. But Timmy, he can't get the TV, the VCR working.
Wow. Gripping. Can't wait for the sequel.
You just gotta turn it on. Timmy, positive you know what you're doing?
Yeah.
This is great.
And then all of a sudden, there's a laser beam that comes out of the TV. They get laser beamed into the TV.
Right. Even though when the parents were doing the experiment, the orange came from the TV.
We get some cool flying through portal shots, which was a really big thing in the 80s. We were very into people going through portals and going to different dimensions.
You get a little bit of the whoa.
And they come through the literal door and are in what looks like a Rainforest Cafe tiki bar.
Yeah.
I feel nauseous. Your parents are really gonna kill you now, Timmy.
That was no earthquake.
And they're just standing there talking like, what happened? I don't know. And then Jamie turns to the right and just starts screaming. At the top of her lungs. And there's a little alligator bat looking thing that is also screaming back at her. And this is the first really annoying character we meet. This is Forey, who is a Ramforhynchus?
Ramforhynchus? Something like that.
From Wikipedia, the God's Honest Truth. It had a long tail stiffened with ligaments, which ended in a characteristic soft tissue tail vein. The mouth housed needle-like teeth, which were angled forward with a curved, sharp beak-like tip, indicating a diet of fish.
And he doesn't look like it. He doesn't fucking look like it. He looks like a turtle.
Looks like a T-Rex on a tiny body with wings.
Yeah. Doesn't have the distinctive tail, doesn't have the proboscis.
He looks like shit. His thorax is all wrong.
I would say he looks like shit, but that's only in comparison to the reference picture. He actually looks kind of okay.
Yeah.
He gets a lot of screen time. He looks like a little guy, but he doesn't look like the type of dinosaur he's supposed to be.
And I never understood why they always felt like cartoons or kid shows needed a stupid little character like this.
Uh-huh.
He reminds me of the little wizard guy in He-Man.
I don't remember. Where did he come from?
Or Slimer in Ghostbusters.
Slime!
And as a kid, I hated these characters. Like, they always just made me nervous because I always thought they were going to break something or,
So this is a huge thing in anime,
Yeah.
as Joe can attest. Because we almost did a podcast once where Joe was going to have me watch anime because until a few years ago, I hadn't really watched any. I was a hater.
Big time hater of anime, yeah.
But kind of from ignorance also. Not proud of that, but I've watched some since then. And just about every anime series, you have like a little mischievous...
You got a little guy.
A little guy.
You always got a little guy. Even in Berserk, you've got a little guy. It's like, hey, here's this series about like fighting the fucking space devil and
chopping a million people in half in one with one giant sword, and it's covered in blood, and then there's like a little mischief guy.
Do they think that this is going to appeal to kids? Like, that? Who is this for? Like, why do we need this character? What purpose does he serve if he's so ubiquitous?
I don't know. I don't know what would appeal to children either, honestly. Like, I don't think any of us would have any idea what kids like. They like the stupidest shit.
Well, all I know is as a kid, I hated this.
There's a horrendous show that my friend's kid watches called Dino Trucks. That
already like it.
Tell me more.
It's so fucking stupid. It's like dinosaurs that are also trucks. And they have adventures, and they're trucks and they're dinosaurs.
What's the problem?
It's really stupid. It makes no sense. It's like, why are these dinosaurs also trucks?
I mean, is that really the question we should be asking? Like, that sounds like a great idea.
Well, you say why, I say why the fuck not?
Yeah, this picture looks awesome.
Oh, it's so bad. It's always about someone getting stuck in mud or some shit.
Okay, that's funny.
Oh, damn. Looks like Brontotractorus got fucking high-centered again. How are we going to get him out of this?
It's kind of like Thomas the Tank Engine, except that they're dinosaurs.
This is like a story my brother tells in Arkansas. It's like, oh yeah, well, we got to go get the chains. And then an old boy came by with the dually and he got him halfway out. And then my buddy came by with the side-by-side and we were able to put some rocks under there and we got him out.
What are you doing, man? You didn't even lock the fucking hubs, man. What in the hell?
Half of living in Arkansas is getting
That's why
stuck
you
in
don't
the
buy a
mud.
Japanese truck, man. You ain't got diesel. You ain't got shit.
So why he's named Fori?
It isn't that a shortening of the type of dinosaur? No, he's a ram. No, okay. Yeah.
Fori?
Oh, the middle part.
Oh,
Maybe it's the middle. They pulled the four.
Ramphorinchus. So he should be a roar.
Yeah, it's Fori.
Oh, Ramphorinchus.
Ramphorinchus.
Okay.
So it's Fori, right?
I guess you couldn't call him Rammy.
Rammy would have been better if some
Rammy
Rammy.
just called him Rammy.
Hey, what in the hot lava's going on here? Look, you can't pull anything over on me. I know you apes gotta be Rocky's spies, and it won't do you any good to try and get it out of me. Hey, what kind of Rocky are you anyway? Pay attention when I'm talking to you.
It's...
No way.
Yes, wait. It's foreign, we're dinosaurs. Except it's like 3D now.
I thought you needed special glasses or something for 3D.
What I had a big problem here with was that they're in the cartoon, but this is live action. Like, that is confusing.
And the whole art direction and style has changed, basically. Like, the whole look and feel.
It looks nothing like it.
That would have been way more fun if they just showed up in the cartoon world as humans.
The other thing that was confusing to me is the cave people called Rocky, and they show up.
When the kids have to hide.
That way! No, this way!
And they're very stereotypical leopard skin toga and loincloth, and they have bone necklaces, and they act like gangsters.
Oh, come on. What do you want now, Link? You already stripped Source City bare, and all that's left is women, children, and us little guys who are no use to you.
Where's that sword?
Wait, Link, don't hurt him.
Get lost, you Cro-Magnon moron.
They look like fucking people that got kicked out of the band Cartoons.
Yeah, they look like they should be in like a rockabilly band or something. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the fat fart guy.
He doesn't talk, he just farts. And that's it.
Then he's got a unibrow. I guess a few of them have unibrows, but he has the thickest one. Farts and everybody's grossed out.
Wait, if you take that, the cooling units on the lava tanks won't work, and we'll be looking at a complete meltdown of Source City in less than 24 hours.
Ain't you an Einstein?
That's the idea, bird brain. Mr. Big's been shutting the city down for a while. It's about time somebody finished it once and for all.
They're going to steal this fuse and take it back to Mr. Big. I mean, he's another character we haven't met yet. And if they don't put this fuse back in, the whole city's going to explode. So that's like the ticking clock for the whole movie.
And the kids kind of know about this because there was an episode about this or something. Like they were like, oh yeah, we got to go get so-and-so because then he'll do whatever.
Yeah. And that was the other thing. They knew who Forey was from the cartoon. And he's like, how do you guys know me?
I'm a TV star?
First you hominids walks in here without an explanation. You insult me, and by the way, who are you?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm Timmy Shepard, and this is Jamie, and that's me.
Hey, Forey, do you think maybe I could have your autograph before we leave? You're kind of my hero.
Right. I'm probably gonna die under molten lava in 24 hours, and I have to spend my day with a bunch of crazy apes. Why me?
They did give him the most expressive eyes, which was, I guess, important. If you're going to make one of them have that, maybe make it him.
Spend the money on the one that's going to be on screen the most. As the Rockies leave, Forey looks at the butt of the cave girl and says, wah wah wee wah, because dinosaurs are attracted to humans in this world.
Also, he's tiny. He's like a little guy.
He's very small.
He's a little imp. He's like, I don't know, like 2 feet high or something. And he's just this horny little guy.
And he can't walk, and they have to carry him around like a baby.
If only the baby Bjorn had been invented at this point.
And I don't know why he's in this place when they arrive. Like, none of it makes sense.
Yeah, it was sort of like he was a prisoner or something, but like they don't really elaborate on that.
We go to one of my favorite things in this movie, the really cool caveman skyscraper.
Kind of looks like a model from the fantastic film Mad God.
Yeah.
The miniature.
It's an awesome model, and they show it a lot, and it looks cool every time. But it doesn't really say cavemen to me in any way.
Yeah, not really.
Hey, Bill, take us up to the 5th floor. Right, Les. Giddy up, Matilda.
It's a living.
How's the air up there, girls?
It's getting thin, Fred. Just like my patience.
We go inside and we meet Mr. Big, who has a little person assistant who's also named Mr. Small, which I thought was kind of funny.
I thought this was kind of a cool set.
Yeah, it's a cool set. And the only thing that I really picked up from this scene was that Erwin Keyes was in it, who was just like the perfect actor to play a caveman.
Yeah, I'd say so. Him and the guy that played Jaws.
Wow, moron. Good for Happy Gilmore. Oh, my God.
He's the only actor that was in both Flintstones movies. The recurring role of Joe Rockhead.
That's pretty fucking crazy.
He's the fucking glue that held it together.
Yes. Speaking of incredibly over-the-top horny properties, the fucking first Flintstones movie. Jesus Christ.
Fred, I'd like you to meet your new secretary, Miss Sharon Stone.
My secretary?
Personal secretary, Mr. Flintstone. That is, of course, if you want me.
I want to go home. Forey, you gotta help us.
Kids, I got my own problems.
In the cartoon, you're the one who goes to Tartown to get Rex, to stop the Rockies and save Source City.
Yeah, right.
Now you're gonna take us, too.
Sure. There's no way to get there since the Rockies took over the train.
Wait a minute, look at this. Why can't we go this way?
This is a good little drawing of the map. I like it.
Yeah, you really need it to figure out what they're doing.
No way, doll.
Why not?
Forget it. Extinction Grove.
It's like a graveyard.
Whoa, graveyard? Wait, anything? No, I don't remember there ever being a graveyard in the cartoon.
Must be an episode we haven't seen yet.
They have to pass through the dinosaur graveyard.
It's pretty damn cool.
Yeah, this was the cool part. Yeah, this might be the best part of the whole movie.
I would wager so.
I wonder why this was never in the cartoon.
It's too scary for kids.
a whole like forced perspective tar beast.
Grabs the guy's leg and sort of pulls him in, and they have to pull him back out. And yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. But eventually they do get to the casino bar dance club. Also a really cool set.
This is basically the Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas movie scene with the lizards in the fucking hotel lobby bar.
I was right in the middle of a fucking reptile zoo. And somebody was giving booze to these goddamn things. It won't be long now before they tear us to shreds.
And there's like weird little hand puppet creatures who are like little bartenders.
The two little guys, they look cool, but they don't look like dinosaurs. They do not look like dinosaurs. They look like the Spaceballs version of the alien thing that pops out of the guy's stomach.
Oh my god, yes.
Does a little song and dance.
Yeah, hello. He does this song from fucking the beginning of the show that Stuart sang.
Oh no, not again.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. Send me a kiss, my wine. Baby, my heart's on fire.
Weird.
Yeah.
What do they call it?
The chest poppers.
Chest popper.
They look like ghoulies, is what they look like.
The guys that come out of the toilet.
Yeah, the toilet guys.
Yeah.
And they pop up a lot.
Yeah.
Like, they show up several times in the background and like, you know, explicitly.
Now, do these guys fall under your rule of like the little impish comic relief?
No.
Okay.
No, these guys are awesome. They're not like Slimer, where they just take over the whole show and they're making a mess.
So you hated Slimer as a kid?
He made me nervous. He made me uncomfortable.
Oh my god.
Because he's just going to get the whole place slimed up and dirty. And he just served no fucking purpose.
That clicks with me though, because you see some kids who are like entirely covered in mud and filth because they went outside. That was never me. I was like, I'll make a mud pie here or there, but you know, let's keep it reasonable.
Just keep that shit outside.
But I was another slathering myself with filth, and that's what Slimer was doing.
Well, he'd be like doing research or something. He'd come in and he'd knock on the books on the floor, and then he would eat whatever they were eating, and it's just like, Slimer, what the fuck? Like, we were trying to work.
First time I saw you, you slime me. You've been nothing but trouble since. So do us all a favor. Cut it out, okay?
God damn it. You guys sound like my dad after football practice when I decided to slide into a huge fucking mud puddle and he made me walk home.
He's like, I don't need your mud in this sob.
I just got the Suburban vacuumed out. I don't need you getting your fucking muddy body all over the whole thing. If I remember correctly, I walked home in my socks like 2 miles.
Oh.
Because I was wearing cleats and you can't walk on fucking concrete in cleats. It's very uncomfortable. And that is the story of the only year that I played football.
Football or soccer?
Football.
Football. American football. American football. But anyway, this is when we were treated to a Cave Woman Flapper number.
Now I make plenty of time with other guys, but none of them, baby, have your club. When we're together, you make me see stars.
It was unclear to me whether she was the one from earlier that the other dinosaur got horny about.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was very unclear to me.
This is when I realized that this is also a parody of a 1930s gangster movie because we didn't have enough things going on already.
For a kids movie from the 90s, they just decided to go all in on references to things from the 50s and 40s and 30s because, you know, that's what's funny and good, right?
What do the kids want? They want ragtime music.
Yeah, fucking references to Three Finger Mordecai Brown.
They want flappers.
Maybe they really needed to go back all the way to vaudeville.
The kids finally find Rex and Tops, who are the stars of the cartoon show, and they're playing cards and gambling. And I don't know how you would know because they don't really look like the cartoon at all.
Yeah, they don't look like the cartoon.
Yeah.
And they kind of look like shit. Rex, who is supposed to be the main character of the main cartoon, he looks terrible. The other one, Tops or whatever, because he's like a proto-triceratops. He looks better. I think it's because his eyes are a little more forward facing. And I think maybe the actor in the suit was a little bit better at dynamics and had a little bit more flexibility.
You're out of your mind if you think that if I were a fucking predator dinosaur, that I couldn't get my head between that little gap in his fucking head shield and get at his fucking delicious spinal cord. That's a pretty bad evolutionary design if you ask me.
When they're walking around, they have their arms always outstretched in front of them, like they're afraid they're going to run into something. and their heads just kind of flop back and forth all the time.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Which was very funny to me.
Yeah. Especially Rex, he looks like one of those like really, really cheap rubber finger puppets of a dinosaur. Like
yes,
from the 80s or 90s.
Yes, a fucking vending machine toy.
Yeah. The head's just like bobbling around in weird directions and the eyes are off to the side.
Look, we're here on important business.
Now you I know. The little bird that couldn't fly.
Who are you calling a bird?
Talk money and I won't call you a bird.
Look, this concerns the fate of Source City. The Rockies have taken almost everything we have, and now they're gonna melt the city down.
Great. I'll bring the marshmallows.
So you're not even gonna help?
And they don't care whatsoever. They just like gambling. They want to play cards, and they don't want anything to do with any trouble or any fucking around. And
yeah, they don't care about the city. They don't care at all.
No, they're over caring. But then the Rockies show up.
Rockies!
You know, I heard this is the place where all the toughest sours in Tartown chill. But I guess what I heard must be wrong, because I don't see nobody tough here, just a bunch of yellow reptiles.
And then the fight scene starts.
But what is wild to me is they're fist fighting with dinosaurs.
Right.
They're fucking dinosaurs.
They're fucking dinosaurs.
This is a one-sided fight. They don't even have fucking weapons.
Exactly.
Bite?
Yes.
They're fucking heads off. Like, you have giant claws, you have horns, and they're fist fighting. Like, what?
Fucking Tops literally has like, that kind of dinosaur has like the sharpest fucking beak. Just clip a guy's fucking head clean off.
Right, and this is where, things really fall apart because the costumes and everything are so primitive. They can't bite, so they have to do karate, basically. But they can't even do karate. They're like this is compared to the Ninja Turtles. At least they had like a real martial arts choreography. This is like barroom fights from a TV Western or something. They're just kind of slinging people around, and it looks awful because T-Rexes have notoriously short arms, but the man in the suit for Rex has full-size arms, and he has to like punch people and stuff.
Of all the things that a dinosaur would be good at, I wouldn't think boxing would be like on the top of the...
Right, put up your dukes.
Fucking stupid as shit.
They do roundhouse kicks. There's a couple of those.
And this also highlights the fact that, the dinosaurs are the same size as people because it's people in suits. They're not bigger in any way.
Yeah, he's got to be.
So he's a Tyrannosaurus Rex, but he's the same size as a 6-foot man because
he also has a Velociraptor.
He's a man in a fucking suit.
That is not a Tyrannosaurus head.
Like, oh, Marquis of Queensby rules.
Hey, who's gonna pay for this man?
My glasses!
Jamie, in the mayhem, her glasses fall off and Mick steps on them and breaks them. But luckily she doesn't seem to need glasses at all because she has no trouble seeing.
No, they never bring up the fact that she can't see anymore. They just bring up the fact that she is hotter now to people of all ages.
The blossoming of Jamie is a big part of the second half of this.
You know she's right, Tops. This place is a dump.
Wait a minute, Rex. You can't be thinking of going. I got a better idea. We could make a lot of money here in Tartown.
Has it ever occurred to you there's more to life than just money?
Well, no. But what about the Rocky Patrols?
I know a secret way to Source City. Come on, guys.
But after the fight, Rex and Tops decide to help the kids, and they will show them the secret way to Sar City.
Do you know the way to Sar City? I think I might have figured out what dinosaur that guy is, since it's not Triceratops.
What is it?
But even this has fucking horns. Why does he not have horns?
And with that, it's time to stop the show and play a game.
Guys, I gotta go find my dinosaur books from upstairs. Joe couldn't make it back. He's upstairs looking for his fucking dinosaur books.
Oh no.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think he'll ever find them. I think they're lost at his parents' house, probably in the attic or something.
And who are you?
Oh, it's me, noted video game and film enthusiast, Toby Sopranonuccio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have talked about, they made Adventures in Dinosaur City into a fucking video game for the Super Nintendo Ducci.
No, we haven't talked about that yet, but that is true. Have you played it?
Oh, you know I've played it. I played every video game ever made.
Wow. Every single one?
All of them.
On every system?
Well, except for
the Channel F?
You know, I never got a PlayStation 1. My parents didn't love me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, that's too bad.
You missed out on Twisted Metal.
Oh, shit. I probably would have loved that one.
I think so. There was like a crazy ice cream truck with an evil clown.
Pretty fun.
Shot missiles.
I heard rumors about that evil clown with an ice cream truck shooting missiles.
Was there a reason you were here? Like a message for us or something?
Yeah, I got a message for you.
Oh, okay.
Tops and Rex sleep with the fishes.
Oh, jeez. That's terrible.
Wait a minute. Are you a Rocky?
Also, spoilers.
No, I'm not a Rocky. I don't know who that crew is. Hopefully they're not edging in on my turf. Anyway, God damn it.
They're all dead.
Oh, yeah, they do all die at the end.
All the Rockies died, huh? Mm-hmm. Well, that's a big relief.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like somebody got to go do some street work and shake down some local businesses.
Yeah, that's really dangerous.
Are you going to run a protection racket?
Yeah. Are you trying to recruit us?
Well, you know, I represent a certain crew of local businessmen who protect other businesses. And, you know, sure, you could call it a racket, but I wouldn't call it that.
Sounds like it to me.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah.
While I'm here, I've got a couple of questions about other properties that was made into video games. Maybe not so good, not such great execution on some of these. You know.
All right.
Like bad video games.
Like almost all of them.
Most video games are pretty bad, but I like them. I have a good time playing them. All right. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. We're ready.
All right. Just say your name when you got the answer. I think you got the answer. All right. Question number 1. In 2007, this popular TV series, which kind of kicked off the prestige TV craze concerning the antics of crooked bald detective Vic Mackey, was given its own video game adaptation on the PlayStation 2 and PC.
The Shield.
You gotta ring in.
How do I do that?
Yeah, you have to say your name.
Oh yeah, you're supposed to ring it with your name.
I say my name?
Well, you can say any name you want.
Okay, I thought I said the name of the thing.
Well, you got it right, so we're gonna give you a point for that. Question number 2. Largely forgotten despite receiving 3 sequels and a cartoon adaptation. This cult anthropomorphic fruit horror movie received an adaptation for the Nintendo Entertainment System and Game Boy in 1991. Christopher.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
I cannot believe you got that. Do y'all remember watching that cartoon?
It's a really good cartoon. It holds up.
I played it on Game Boy. It was really hard and not fun.
Yeah. I played it too, and I liked it a lot.
The cartoon was good.
Question number 3. God damn it. Fucking, why do I do this? Question number 3. This Walmart $5 DVD bin classic, starring Antonio Banderas and Lucy Liu, a spy versus spy style thriller, was given not 1, but 2 video game adaptations for the Game Boy Advance.
Do it.
P.S. It stinks.
Is it Desperado?
No. That would have been a pretty cool video game, though. If you got to use, like, the cool guitar case gun.
With the dick gun?
What a dick gun.
I don't know this one.
All right. I would be surprised if you guys have not heard of this one. Ballistic, X versus Seva.
No.
It was pretty fucking bad.
That sounds very specific.
Yeah, it was. When I used to shop at a Pomp USA, they always had like 500 copies of it for marked down to $5, but nobody ever took the bait. Question 4. A classic of the gangster genre. Brian De Palma's epic 1987 film starring Kevin Costner and Andy Garcia was turned into a shoot-'em-up, side-scrolling murder fest where you don't send as many guys to the hospital as you do to the morgue.
Chris, The Untouchables.
Oh, The Untouchables? That's right, Christopher.
Chris, you're gonna sweep this.
Question number 5. One of the biggest hits of the 90s featuring Harvey Fierstein as a guy who's constantly on the phone with his mother while an alien invasion kicks off was given a completely forgotten adaptation in 1997 that has been called A Repetitive Flight Simulator.
Stewart.
Yes, sir.
Independence Day.
That's correct. Did you even know they made a video game out of that one?
I mean, I assumed they did.
I never did.
I didn't know.
But I played that one when it came out because I'm a big gamer.
Least favorite president in a movie.
Yeah, Bill Pullman, not a great actor. I haven't liked him in much other than my favorite Ellen DeGeneres movie,
Mr. Wrong, yes.
Question number 6. A beloved power enthusiast dad blasts dinosaurs with a nail gun in a baffling 1994 Super Nintendo title based on this extremely popular
Chris.
family television program. Go ahead, Christopher.
Home Improvement.
That is correct. Any guesses as to what that video game was called?
Tool Time?
No. Pretty close, though, I guess. I mean, that was the name of the show that he starred in on the television program.
Yeah.
But they called it Home Improvement Power Tool Pursuit. And you do get to shoot dinosaurs with a nail gun.
Of course. I remember that happened on the show.
I remember when he killed Al on that episode that they don't show anymore.
A very special episode.
The same episode that Jonathan Taylor Thomas thought he had cancer.
Oh.
And he had to go to the library and look it up and learn about it on his own.
I remember being very sad thinking about Jonathan Taylor Thomas having the cancerino.
Bambino.
My precious Bambino, Jonathan Taylor Tomiccio.
Paisanos.
My little paisano. I remember when my little paisano became a little goth boy. And I was like, why are you so sad? Why are you so goth?
That was the youngest one. The youngest one got goth. Jonathan Taylor Thomas got into magic.
Oh, yeah, and then the oldest one, he got into meth, I believe. Like all child stars. I wonder if there's a reason for that. Question number 7. Before receiving a serviceable sequel nearly 4 decades after its initial 1982, this cult favorite Muppet film served as a departure from the usual kid-friendly fare, and Sierra gave us a graphical adventure game that was fairly well received.
Stewart. Labyrinth.
No.
No. Dark Crystal.
Well, yes. Of course it was Dark Crystal. Labyrinth wasn't even that dark. It's not even that good. It's pretty bad, actually.
It's pretty dark.
The darkest part of that movie is David Bowie's codpiece. And just David Bowie in general. He's kind of a dark guy. I don't think he was a very good guy. Ladies, come to my maze. And nothing bad will happen if I take off my kimono. You'll see everything I'm hiding.
I didn't realize you could do impressions. You're a really dynamic character.
You know, it's a gift in a case. Sometimes they just slip out.
I thought that Bowie was in the room.
Well, thank you. Question number 8. After being frozen and thawed out in 2032, John Spartan and Simon Phoenix found themselves chasing each other from Taco Bell to Taco Bell on our home consoles in this adaptation of an early 90s action classic. Christopher.
Demolition Man.
You nailed it. They made a Super Nintendo and a Genesis edition, but then they made a completely different game for the 3DO.
3DO?
And you played that one?
Of course I have. I'm playing the 3DO right now on Quiz for You.
Is it any good?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I don't think it's that bad. I don't know what all the fuss was about. Question number 9. This is a video game based on a movie that itself based on a video game. This film was cited as the final film of the great Raul Julia, one of my favorite actors. Was turned into one of the most reviled games, beloved series.
Stuart.
Chris.
Christopher.
Street Fighter.
You are correct. It actually got some positive reviews from Australian and British gaming magazines, and a 251 out of 300 from Game Fan magazine, where they one time offended a lot of Japanese people.
It's a pretty faithful movie.
Raul Julia, you can't say anything bad about the man.
No, you can't go wrong there. Overdrawn at the Memory Bank is one of my favorite movies.
I love Kiss of the Spider Woman. I wish they would have made that into a video game.
Yeah.
You're smuggling avocados in William Hurt's ass. All right, last question, and then I gotta get...
Gotta get a pizza out of the oven?
I gotta go get a pizza out of the oven. You're right. You called it. I don't know why I tried to hide that from you two, my closest friends in the world.
Oh, I don't know about that. That seems a little close.
Well, you know, we're best friends now.
We just met.
You guys looking for a no-show job?
Maybe we could talk after the podcast.
Absolutely. You've got my number.
Cash.
Yeah.
Featuring some incredible graphics for 1991. This classic decade-spanning series about the trials and tribulations of an immigrant family, just trying to make it in our cruel capitalist system. My favorite movies of all time, was turned into a shoot-'em-up for the Amiga and PC. And they also made some way crappier versions in 2006 and 2009 that garnered a lawsuit from the creator of the source material.
Stuart.
Go ahead.
It's Bible and American Tale.
That is completely incorrect. Although that is number 2 on my favorite films of all time.
I don't have an answer.
This is the easiest fucking question that I fucking wrote.
Read it again. About the immigrant family for the Amiga?
Yeah, read it again.
Featuring some incredible graphics for 1991. This classic decade-spanning series about the trials and tribulations of an immigrant family just trying to make it in our cruel capitalist system.
Oh.
My favorite movies of all time.
Stuart.
Go ahead.
It's The Godfather. That's
right, Stuart. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough to save you from a lawsuit.
That's okay. I've never won one of these games before.
You're very kind to your guests.
Yes. Chris is the champ.
That's right. It's a 5-3.
And the crowd goes wild.
Oh. It's too bad you guys don't remember going to Walmart at fucking 2 o'clock in the morning and picking up a $5 DVD and seeing for the 5,000th time, it's the same shit, Ballistics, X vs. Sever.
Okay.
It rings a bell. It does ring a bell.
You guys want to watch Ballistics, X vs. Sever for the next episode of this that we're doing?
Yeah, sure.
You know, I'm a partner of this business now.
We have an open door policy.
I got an open door policy too, and my children hate smelling my stink.
Ew. All right.
All right, guys, I gotta go get this pizza out of the oven. I can't wait until we hang out later this week, and you guys let me in on all of your business endeavors.
I'm sure we're going to be seeing a lot from you.
Nice to meet you.
That's right.
Well, thanks for stopping you by. Gosh, we need to oil that door. That door is incredibly spooky.
Okay, see y'all later.
Oh.
Goodbye. I love you. Goodbye.
Oh. Well, we'll just close the door.
I guess nobody likes me. I'm just like an unlovable person.
All right, well, don't close the door on your way out. All right.
Okay, I'm closing the door.
Oh, well, I'm glad that's over.
That was a lot. Yeah, he really had kind of an intimidating presence.
Hey guys, I'm back from the Dinosaur book depository in the western wing of my home.
We were really on the edge of our seat trying to figure out what kind of dinosaur Tops is. Were you able to figure that out?
Not really. He might be a Xenoceratops, but that kind of has horns too. I don't know, man. It's kind of difficult. There's a lot of these motherfuckers.
I know. All these dinosaurs are incredibly horny.
Whoa.
Let's find out what our guest is like, because we have Chris here tonight.
Boy in all of America.
Chris is the reason why Joe and I know each other.
This is true.
That's right.
Because we were an unstoppable trivia team.
That's right, until all those Jeopardy shitheads started playing trivia.
Pretty much every time we either won or came in second. or third place.
Yeah. When the judging was fair. When
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when there weren't friends of the host.
On a level playing field.
Yes. Well, sometimes people that were running it would just be like, I don't really care. I'm just going to pick somebody. Okay, it's you. What the fuck?
Did I ever tell you guys that I went to Nomad Bar where we used to do trivia by myself tonight and I won?
Oh, really? By yourself?
Stuart and I went to college.
Yes.
Went to some kegers, some parties.
Everybody in Arkansas, you're at least 1 or 2 degrees away from everybody else.
It seemed like anytime you guys would meet someone that went to U of A, that you would have some connection. Oh, did you know such and such?
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Anywhere in Arkansas, you talk to them for about 5 minutes and you'll realize they know your cousin. It's a very small state.
It's a great fucking state. I love the people of Arkansas, obviously, since we're doing this recording together.
Yeah, I don't know about that. It's okay, I guess, to visit.
Whoa. That's true, I suppose, of any place.
The good ones there are really good. The bad ones, the shitty people there are really fucking shitty. But yeah.
People that aggressively don't want to change.
Yeah. Violently so, yeah. But, you know.
For me, I like the politics.
We're going to banning woke words. Oh, God. Yeah.
Oh, fucking get out of here.
Governor.
Well, their governor is Sarah Huckabee Sanders, and
she's governor now.
Yes, because she was Trump's spokesperson for a year, and she used that to say, in addition to her father having been the governor for a couple of terms, she just said, you know what, I'm not going to go into any of the debates or anything like that. Mm-hmm. You know, people know who I am. They know that I was Trump's spokesperson, and I'm just going to let the voters decide. And yeah, the voters decided to.
Her father, noted bass player Michael Huckabee.
He ended up being the governor of Arkansas because, well, Clinton became president, and then Jim Guy Tucker became the governor, and then he got caught up in the Whitewater scandal. And for some reason, Huckabee was his lieutenant governor, and that's how he became governor. And then he rode that for a long time.
Right.
Once you're already the governor, it's really easy to get reelected.
And to get your daughter elected, especially if she works for Trump. So yeah, it's really dire over there. But yeah, I'm from Arkansas. I live in Chicago now. I lived in Texas, in Austin for a long time.
Texas.
Where we did all of our great trivia. I work as a designer, and any opinions expressed in this podcast are not the views of my employer.
Of course.
And
they are not the explicit views of the Raytheon Corporation.
Right. My views about the military industrial state, with notwithstanding.
If you're from my work, military industrial state, awesome. I love it. If you're not from my work and you're a woman that wants to give me sex, then dang, that military industrial complex sure do suck.
And I'm about to be looking for an employer. So if you're a future employer of mine, I'm a hardworking person. I put this whole thing together.
Stuart is one of the top 10 gigolos in Austin, Texas.
I'm just happy to be back.
We're glad to have you here.
I think this might be my 4th or 5th appearance, and it just feels...
You're our honorary 3rd host.
You legitimately are the glue.
Yeah, you were here on our first episode. You've been here a million times. This is the first time you've actually chosen something for us to watch, which I feel bad about. But I'm really glad that you're here.
I don't feel bad about that.
And now back to the show, right here on Disney.
Where could this have gone if this were a pilot? What if every episode was a completely different type of show? It was more like
any VHS tape they might have.
Right. Yeah. Like this would be more like Quantum Leap.
And so Dr. Beckett finds himself leaping from life to life, striving to put right what once went wrong, and hoping each time that his next leap will be the leap home.
Yeah,
where there's completely different world every episode. I think that would have been very cool and very expensive, and the people behind this probably not up to the task of that. But that would be my vote for what I would have turned the series into.
It would have been real fun.
They go to the VHS rental store and they find a movie with a bad ending, and they realize they have to save these people. So every week they take it home and they put right what once went wrong, and they fix the plot. So they could go into a fantasy movie, they could go into a war movie.
That's a fucking better idea for a TV show than 99% of the shit that I've watched in the last 5 years.
Did you watch Nanette?
Several times. I watch it every day.
Okay.
Wake up in the morning, that's my alarm clock. And they go into the TV show, and there's a lot of problems, and so we fix the problems.
I know 6. That's when the devil will get you.
The movie finally slows down for a minute as we go to Ori's awesome 12-year-old dream treehouse for the night. It's very cool, little like Ewok village kind of set. And
Yeah.
Ori has his own little elevator that carries him to the top, and it's powered by bats.
You guys take the long way up, and I'll meet you at the top. Top floor, guys.
Hey, this guy's got bats in his belfry.
Right.
They're really loved. Like, it's so unnecessary.
Yeah. I sort of didn't know where they were at first. This is where the movie had really my attention had started to drift, and I was like, hey, where are they? Oh, why does he have this elevator? Oh, it's his home.
It was really starting to lose you at this point.
They had me by the edge of my seat right until this point.
But this is also when we get my least favorite theme from this movie, which is the awakening of Jamie.
Oh, yeah.
Who I cannot stress enough. She has got to be at least 25 playing 16. And it's really, really cringy. But she makes out with Mick for some reason.
Well, you look different. And, you don't complain as much as you did before.
Oh.
And you were really good in the fight.
Was I as good as Tops?
You were better.
This is from tvtropes.com. This is called the glasses gotta go trope.
Absolutely. The glasses gotta go trope. The typical Hollywood perception of wearing glasses is that they are nerdy, homely, or otherwise undesirable in various ways. These ways could include the sex appeal department. It could also include the strangely instantaneous deletion of glasses from the face of any up-and-coming character in fiction shows. Depending on your personal preference, this could also be part of an unnecessary makeover, which I think this actually kind of qualifies. The vision problems that called for glasses in the first place are seldom addressed, also true here. But if it's a long-term change, they might make some mention of glasses or our contact lenses at some point. Not the case here. They really just pretended like she didn't need them all along.
I think glasses are great. Like, I don't understand this. Like, the whole, like, the librarian takes off her glasses and then suddenly she's like a sexual being. It's a very weird trope to me.
That especially doesn't make sense to me, who used to frequent the pornographic website, girlswithglasses.com.
Well, you both are glasses wearers. I am not glasses wearer.
For sure.
That's right.
Glasses.
It helps me fool people into thinking that I don't have an 81 IQ.
Glasses are definitely more attractive.
I want to point out, there's a little news item at the top of this tvtropes.com page that says, men seldom make passes at girls who wear glasses. And the quote is attributed to Dorothy Parker. Is that part of where Warby Parker got there? I'm not kidding. I bet it is.
I don't know.
I think she was a humorist and fiction writer. In the Warby Parker stores, they do have a lot of books and things like that. They do kind of use literary names, and that's part of their brand.
Yeah. One defining trait of people who wear glasses is that we like to pretend that we read books.
You read so many books that you've worn out your eyes.
100%.
Oh my God. My eyes, they're just worn out like a fucking Alanis Morissette CD in 1994.
It's like rain on your wedding day. It's a free ride on your royalty bed.
Rex has taken Timmy on a gondola ride to Skull Island.
Cool name.
Yeah, very cool. This is all very cool. He tells him,
this place was once the center of Source City, where the people built monuments to their greatest leaders.
traitor.
I was barely out of my egg when my father fought the battle that freed us from the Allosauruses. And the people of Source City presented him with the key to the city gates. But one Allosaurus survived, Mr. Big. He attacked again, and my father made a deal with him. He turned over Source City right in front of the city gates, and they left this key lying in the dirt.
It's a whole another huge plot element that we don't need. Just really complicating everything.
Right.
We were building monuments to our great leaders like Tyrannosaurus E. Lee, who led the rebellion against the Tar City aggression.
Now those statues are history. That's just history. You trying to deny history?
You trying to tear down my heritage? I don't think so, man.
But now it's not dinosaurs versus cave people. It's dinosaurs versus cave people led by dinosaurs.
Right.
Because Mr. Big is an allosaur.
Mr. Big had like a mask on the whole time up to this point, and like so you could tell he was shaped like a dinosaur, but he was giving the humans orders. And then in here they just reveal, oh yeah, he's a dinosaur.
He's just a dinosaur.
And then at some point you see him again, and then he just doesn't have the mask on anymore. And they don't.
Yeah.
There was no unmasking or anything. He just didn't have it anymore. So
meanwhile, the Rockies and Mr. Big are riding on a train made out of dinosaur bones, which is like really cool.
The bone train.
The bone train. It's a fucking train made out of bones. I love this. They arrive at Ori's treehouse, and for like the next 5 minutes, cave people are just jumping out of the trees and tackling the kids and fist fighting with Rex and Tops. And it's just mayhem.
Blows were thrown.
Gloves off.
All of a sudden, Timmy has a remote control that can control time that no one told us about. And he's making the Rockies go back and forth and pausing them. And Mr. Big sees Timmy doing this.
What is that power? I must have that device. I want it badly.
I know, but...
I want it now, Link. Now!
Makes the Rockies kidnap Timmy. And they take him on the bone train back to the tower.
Come on, guys. We're taking Timmy on the bone train.
That's another direction this show could have gone. It could have been what's going on the bone train this week.
Get on board the bone train. Doot, doot.
So now the kids and Jamie and Mick and the dinosaurs, they have to go to the tower to save Timmy. They don't need a vehicle. They just walk there. They end up at the foot of the tower. Which is really cool. And they go into the lobby, and there's like an elevator, and one of the little goblin guys from earlier is the elevator operator.
Going down! Dungeon! Sub-basement!
Check it out, Mick.
And he has a little sign behind him that says maximum weight 10 tons, which I thought was pretty funny.
It is pretty funny.
But at some point, they change into leopard skin cave people outfits.
Oh, yeah, wow. That is change. I did not notice Jesus Christ. Come on, guys.
They have to get past some of the caveman Rocky guys who are playing cards. And so Jamie just comes out and...
Excuse me, boys. I was looking for somebody who was supposed to be getting off.
Purported to be 15 and playing a 15-year-old in this, though the actress was probably older.
Yeah, she's got to be like 20, 25, like, yeah.
Sure.
But she uses her newfound sexuality to distract the guards and then whack them on the head with like a giant mallet.
I was really counting on some company tonight. Now, boys. There's no need to fight. We can all party together. Come on. I don't like to wait.
It was her idea completely because the other guys were supposed to actually beat up the guards and she was supposed to distract.
Is that line that you have in the slide, was that what she actually said? Oh, slide 60.
Yeah, that's what she actually says. She says,
I was looking for somebody who was supposed to be getting off.
Jesus Christ.
we'll drop the audio in when I edit this.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now as they're running through the tower, they find Rex's father in a jail cell. This was wild, okay? So Rex's father has been chained up in this place Rex's entire life.
The only thing that's kept me going all these years is thinking of you, Rex.
Not only that, it wasn't his fault.
It wasn't his fault.
Big allied with the forces of the Rockies. And he had a potion that could bend anyone to his will.
You were drugged?
And forced to hand Saw City over.
It was a magic potion that controls his speech.
And you know what's better and more captivating than a dinosaur T-Rex in a man-sized suit who can barely move its mouth and has two fisheyes sticking out to the side? Two of them having a conversation with each other.
And then hugging.
Yeah.
Father.
Real touching stuff.
Dad, I want you to come and live with me. And he's like, no, I have to suicide bomb this fucking tower so I can clear our family name.
Yeah, it wasn't clear that he needed to stay to burn down the tower or whatever. He just insisted on it. They could have just burnt it down from the outside, but he's like, no, I got this.
It's the only way.
Father!
So then we get the climax, which is another big dinosaur fist fight. They're all fucking throwing punches. But then Timmy just pulls out his remote control and pushes the Deus Ex Machina button, and Mr. Big explodes.
Yeah.
And he says, later, dude.
Hey, Big! Later, dude.
Good shot, kid. Beat me to it.
It was efficient.
That's pretty much it.
So sick.
Okay, so they have the fuse that they've been trying to get this entire time. And there's this whole point where they're like, oh no, if we go down the elevators, it's going to take too long. So how are we going to get it back?
Guys, we got a problem here. This fuse is the power for the whole building. If I disconnect it, the elevators won't work.
So we'll take the stairs.
But we can't take the stairs. It's 63 flights. We've got just enough time to make it back to Source City.
You bet we'll make it.
But how?
You guys take the elevator now, and I'll fly the fuse down when you reach the bottom.
But, Bori, you can't.
Come on, Timmy. Let's get out of
For
here.
some reason, Forey can fly now.
Yeah,
Right.
audience was clapping hard enough for him to regain flight.
Clap, clap, don't let team die. Clap.
He just needed his courage back or whatever, but not that they ever really worked up to that.
But it's the cave woman that kisses him. That's what gives him that final horny courage to fly.
Good luck, handsome.
Hubba.
Horny courage to fly.
Yeah.
This great scene where you actually get to see him flying. It's a really great shot, really great animation. But then they fucking blow up the tower. And it's just fucking glorious. It's so great. They really, really used way too much pyrotechnics on it because it really fucking explodes and burns. And there's huge smoke clouds.
Oh yeah, it blows up 5 times too.
Yes.
From different
Yeah.
angles.
I mean, these special effects, when you ask them to blow something up, they're on it.
So yeah, he's got the fuse, which is the little battery or whatever that they need to go keep the city from melting down.
Yeah, they take it back, and Timmy realizes he can use the remote control to also open up the portal.
What a great remote control. I'm glad his parents designed all of this in the science experiment to work exactly this way.
Jamie and Mick jump through the portal, and Forey's like, don't you want to stay and be my friend?
Don't go. Please. What about all the fun we had? Don't you want to stick around for a while?
The next thing you see is him just jumping through the portal, so I guess he was just like, no, fuck you. They show back up in the real world, and the parents have just come back from the conference, and there's this great part where she's commenting on the fact that they're wearing caveman clothes.
Timmy, are you all right? Yeah, we're great.
Who dressed your kid?
Mr. Big's Dungeon. Is that a new shop at the mall?
What, you don't like it? It's the newest thing in fashion.
Whatever happened to jeans and t-shirts? So how was the conference?
Well, they didn't believe us. They
Thought it was a new way to make orange juice. So I'm afraid we have a lot of work to do before we send a human through. What's so funny?
Dad, don't be mad, but I gotta show you the reddest thing. Come on, Dad, come on. What? You're not gonna be You're not gonna be
And he drags his parents into the garage, and there's a loud explosion, and I guess they go back to Dinosaur City.
Unless there was a different tape in the deck.
What tape would you like to see
Me?
in the deck?
Indiana Jones.
You want to see him go to Indiana Jones?
Get the heart ripped out.
Jesus. They'd have to call it something else. Indiana Jones is copyrighted. It'd have to be like Indianapolis Bones.
That is Adventures in Dinosaur City.
I don't know. This was bad, but it also had a lot of good things about it, I think.
I thought it had a lot of cool stuff, and I think it's a win for the kids of the 90s. The only character that had any growth was Jamie. Timmy, he's a little shit at the beginning, he's a little shit at the end, but, you know, Jamie learned she didn't need those glasses in order to fully blossom into womanhood.
Yeah, her parents had been telling her she had diseases and things that she didn't have. They were doing...
They were doing Munchausen's by proxy.
Yeah, and that's what she found out, that she didn't need the glasses, and her bad leg was actually a good leg.
What the fuck? Oh my god. So you kind of had to do a little digging to get to Tiffany Poston, who plays Jamie's IMDb page. I don't know why it wasn't linked from Dinosaur City, but she was in a video called Alyssa Milano's Teen Steam.
Oh.
That is a workout video for teens, ostensibly, starring Alyssa Milano and her friends that work out with her.
Another one of those days. I can feel the steam rising.
Yeah? Well, I'm grounded just for bringing home 1D. Gosh, if it's always criminal of the month or something.
Well, the way I like to work out the stress is to work out and to dance.
She's just like in the background working out.
Yes. And Alyssa Milano's Teen Steam.
Okay.
Which is the most porno-ass fucking title I can even conjure in my mind.
Hey, Mick, is that Rempharinkus in your coat? Or are you just happy to see me?
Would you cut with the jokes? I'm roasting in here.
It seems like most of the people involved with this, especially the acting, didn't really do like anything else.
No, I think the actors, that was the last choice. Like the acting, the dialogue, the direction, all of that was just very last minute. They spent all their time on the sets and all their time on the puppets, which is really sad because it doesn't show.
Yeah, the puppets are very uneven.
The puppets, they just don't have any like articulation whatsoever, which is
right. Too stiff.
Yeah.
But there's lots of cool props. There's lots of cool sets, and they sure do blow the fuck out of that tower, and that's awesome. So there's good and there's bad.
We're pro blowing up towers on this podcast.
So I would give this, let's see, 3 cars of the bone train out of 5.
3 bones.
I would give it 2 hard ass Rempharinkus fucking dicks.
Wow.
Hard little dino dicks. They have like a weird red rocket, like a dog, right?
I guess so. I mean, I don't think the soft tissue lasts, entire time.
I think they have a cloaca.
Oh, you know what? I think you're right. I think they would have a cloaca because they became birds.
I may opt for that.
Well, that certainly was a failed TV pilot we just talked about. Oh boy, what a stinker. And/or, I wish they had made more. Well, luckily, there is more of this podcast. Dozens and dozens of episodes waiting for you at linktr.ee/pilotingerror. And although you are developing a parasocial relationship with us, we have no idea any of you exist. So please, send us a message, leave us a 5-star review, and tell us what to review next. We love you all, and thanks for listening.
Dinosaurs. Dinosaurs. This show's for babies. This serves for babies.